Hello, Geneva, and welcome back to the Sports Shield podcast. I'm Quinn Kennedy, and I'm joined here by Zack Pohlman. We're going to dive right into last night's Thursday night football game, Commanders at Bears.
Yeah, brutal loss from the Bears on the goal line as with less than a minute left, and Mooney cannot come up with the catch in the end zone. Instead, he gets pushed back past the goal line by the Commanders' defense. I thought Justin Fields played well in the second half, but the Bears receivers could not come through in any phase of the game.
Yeah, ISM once again. I mean, he's messed up 2 games in a row. Huge drop there that would have put them in a lot better position, driving them downfield, potentially winning the game. And then last week, he fumbled the ball, just literally let it go and dropped out of his hands after a terrible ball carrier vision play.
I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that the Bears have the worst wide receivers in the league. Velus Jones dropped a muffed punt for the second time this season. Dante Pettis and ISM,
Yeah.
both had some bad drops on that last couple of drives, and I don't think Darnell Mooney's shown enough to be that he can be a number one receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, I don't think he'll ever be a number one receiver. We've always known he's been a number 2 receiver. He really was. His best season was last year when he still was that number 2 guy. Allen Robinson was getting targeted less than him, but there was still a big threat on that field in Allen Robinson. And I was just disappointed in the Bears overall. Justin Fields did play good, but the offensive line, he had no time. He was running for his life for 2/3 of the game. I mean,
Though in the last drive, that was pretty cool to see.
Exactly.
That's the talent that we're starting to see flashes of, and we're seeing him put balls in the right places, making better reads. I think he's shown a lot of growth this season.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a pretty solid quarterback. I think he'll be the best Bears quarterback ever, and that's really not that big of a bar, though. So
got to clear Mitch Trubisky and Jay Cutler. So
yeah. Okay, next up is Ravens at Giants. So if you looked at this in the preseason and told me Ravens at Giants is going to be a big game with 2 potentially juggernaut teams going at each other, you would have called me crazy. But here we are, Ravens at Giants. I'm going to take the Ravens on this one. I'm a huge Lamar fan, and I really don't think Daniel Jones will be able to do much.
Coach Brian Daboll is doing a great job at the Giants. I don't think any of us expected them to be contenders this soon. That being said, I don't think that the Giants' defense can keep pace with the Ravens' offense. It's going to be a very run-heavy game with Saquon Barkley and J.K. Dobbins and Lamar Jackson. But I see the Ravens coming out on top of this one.
Okay, next up, Vikings at Dolphins. I'm going to take the Dolphins on this one. They really do have a huge home team advantage. At Hard Rock, they pretty much abandoned their other team in the sun, if you've seen what goes on there. Other team bakes in the sun while the Dolphins get the cool shade. That's a huge advantage that people really don't realize that much. And Dolphins all around, I think, are the better team than the Vikings.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the upset with this one. The Vikings looked good last week. Kirk Cousins looked good at the Bears last week. That being said, it's the Bears. The Dolphins will present a stingier test, but the quarterback on the other side of the field is Teddy Bridgewater. So yes. I think Dalvin Cook and Justin Jefferson are going to have their way against the Dolphins secondary.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game. Lots of scoring.
Mm-hmm.
Teddy Bridgewater, I think, is still a good quarterback. He's a starting caliber quarterback, in my personal opinion. I think his career was really derailed by injury, especially when he's playing against his former team, Vikings. But I'm going to still stick with the Dolphins on this one.
All right. A huge matchup between 2 of the best teams in the league. We got the Bills playing at Arrowhead. They're facing the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, 2 of the 2 best quarterbacks in the league. Who you got?
I got the Bills on this one. Overall, I think they're just a much better team, and especially their receivers. Gabe Davis, Stephon Diggs, 2 great receivers.
I would flip the way you would say that, Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis. I'm also going with the Bills. I think that they have a better defense to hold up against the Chiefs. And this game is going to come down to the wire. 2 awesome quarterbacks making plays in the clutch.
Yeah, the rematch of what happened last year in the AFC Championship game. I mean, it was very close last year.
Better watch out for Josh Allen on that coin flip.
Yeah. Cowboys at Eagles. It's going to be another big divisional matchup game. 2 incredible rivals playing in Philly. It's just going to be a crazy game. I think there's going to be a lot of action.
Yeah, this one has the chance to get chippy pretty fast. That being said, I think the Eagles are going to show enough grit to stay undefeated. the Jalen Hurts, the Eagles have a little bit of a QB advantage in this game with Jalen Hurts versus Cooper Rush. So I think in Philadelphia with the fans jeering at the Cowboys players, they're not gonna put up too much of a fight.
I'm gonna take the Cowboys on this one. I think their defense has just been so good this season. Micah Parsons has been an astonishing player. Every single bit of what people were expecting from him. Only reason he didn't go first overall last year, well, Trevor Lawrence, and he's also not a quarterback. So very rough position for him to be in. But I definitely think he's going to be the best player to come out of last year's draft. I think he's going to be amazing on that defense. I really think the Cowboys are going to run away with this one fairly quick. Cooper Rush is a good quarterback. He's 4-0 as a starter so far this season. What else can you expect from him?
Jalen Hurts is 5-0 as a starter so far this season. So
okay.
All right, moving on to the MLB. We are in the division series round. Catch you up on what's happened so far. The Phillies and the Braves have split the first two games. The series is tied at 1-1. Same thing happened with the Dodgers and the Padres, tied at 1-1. The Astros have taken the first two games from the Mariners. And after the Cleveland Guardians versus the New York Yankees game was delayed yesterday because of weather, New York leads 1-0. Some big stuff to happen so far. Yordan Alvarez has gone absolutely God mode against the Mariners. He hit two home runs in the sixth inning or later to give his team the lead after they were trailing, which has never happened before in the history of the playoffs. So that really puts into perspective how clutch he's being.
Yeah, I really wanted to root for the Mariners. I've been rooting for them so far this postseason, but man, Yordan Alvarez absolutely destroyed them. That first walk-off home run was absolutely insane. That thing was a bullet straight into the second row of stands. I mean, absolutely crazy.
Got any predictions for how the rest of these series are going to turn out?
I think Houston is going to complete the sweep, sadly. I think the Braves are going to win the series in Philly.
I would agree with you. I think I see that Braves-Phillies series going to maybe 5 or 6 games, but the Phillies aren't really ever going to push the Braves too much. And the upset I see happening this round, I see the Guardians taking out the Yankees, which could be surprising, but the Guardians play a great brand of baseball. They're a young team, and they're well-managed, and their speed and defense can find ways to beat New York, who has a really power-heavy lineup.
Yeah, the final one here, I'm going to take also San Diego Padres. I think they're going to keep up underdog mentality facing the crazy good LA Dodgers team. I think they're going to prove that they are currently the best team in California.
All right.
So that's all the news we have for you today. Enjoy your weekend, watch sports, and go Vikings.